Turtle, turtle. There's two of them. They're coming over here because they think I have food. That's not good. That means people have been feeding them. Oh yeah, there's other stuff in here too, I think. Fish too. Oh yeah, tons of turtles and fish moving around because of me. Yeah, this is Vine Garden Park. This is my first time here, and I'm already loving it. I like that it's quiet, for one thing. Repositioning for other photos of the burb. That was a cicada, I think. That's probably why he's here. He or she, I forget what kind of... I don't know the gender of le burb. But I know it's some kind of crane or stork, I think. I don't know. If you're curious, this is how far away I actually am from it. So that was a pleasant surprise. So yeah, see y'all in a bit. was a pleasant surprise. Flood the inside of the car. If you'll be able to get out.
Yeah, I can't.
Perfect timing. There's the end of him.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Presently back in Marietta for the first time in 10 years or so. And just like then, I've been more or less held up by inclement weather. What I mean by that is when we were here 10 years ago, we got drenched in the rain. We were down there and a storm similar to this one rolled in, drenched my grandmother and I completely to where we had to sit over here under this building here that now has a Marietta mural. There was an awning by that window there that's being hidden by the crossing gate, and we waited out the rain there. But yeah, here's Marietta's passenger station here. And here's the Kennesaw House. This is where Andrews and his where Mr. Andrews and his raiders stayed before stealing the general at what's now Kennesaw, Georgia, in 1862. And here is a rare survivor from Marietta's very own locomotive shop, Glover Machine Works. This here is a 1916 Glover locomotive, a 260. And it's the only surviving narrow gauge locomotive they built that still exists. And if you'll notice, no knuckle coupler. That is a link and pin coupler right there. And I'm having to stay in close quarters because of the rain, so yeah, I'm gonna end the horizontal video and I'm gonna try and film this thing vertically real quick. Alright, here's the locomotive again in vertical. I'm just trying to stay under the awning they've built for it so I can stay dry like the engine. And as you can see, this thing is really, really small, okay? Like, I cannot tell you how small this thing is, but they did build standard gauge sized equipment, Glover. They did build standard gauge locomotives of about this size or bigger. I've got a book on what they've done and what they built. I just haven't gotten the chance to really look at it in a while. But here's the cab. It's the tallest thing on the entire engine apart from the stack. And then here's the tender. Not a very big space at all. And I believe this is the locomotive that appears on the cover of the book I have regarding the machine works. Don't quote me on it. But I love the whistle. That is a very, very small whistle. And then the bell. I don't know when it was last rung, but and then here's the builder's plate. One. That was way too close for comfort. Way too close. Yeah. I want you to note that tiny board right there is the running board, okay? That's the running board. Your lead pilot truck. And then your little smoke box door. Of course, the good thing about this engine being undercover is the deterioration on it is not as bad as you would find on locomotives that are completely exposed. And this is one of, I think, 3 or 4 Glovers that are still here in Georgia. Don't quote me on the number because I know people are finding more of them. I know they found a 7th survivor a few years ago and they brought it to Kennesaw for a brief display. So that was nice. Yeah, a friend of mine had an idea about trying to buy this engine and restoring it. But I don't know how much it would cost. It probably wouldn't be as expensive as it would be restoring a larger locomotive, but trouble is you'd have to find something to replace this engine with, you know? Because there's only like 7 of these. And that tells you the metal's original right there. Yeah, there's the firebox. So you've got really, really small firebox space. And technically, if you want to count flanged wheels, this thing's a 240 because the back driving wheel and the front driving wheel are flanged, but note the center. The center is flangeless. So this means whatever industry this locomotive was being used in had very, very tight curvature. And there's your lubrication cap. Still screwed on tight, so that's good. I wouldn't be surprised if there's still lube oil in that. And the cylinders, by the way, aren't level. They're angled up slightly, if you'll notice. Hence the drawbars and stuff. And there's where the number would have gone, along with, I guess, the industry. I really don't know. Again, I would have to look at my book on the Glover Machine Works stuff, because I really don't know if this is the same locomotive that was featured on the cover, but it wouldn't surprise me if it is. But who knows? Fortunately though, when Glover stopped making steam locomotives, they just literally set their tools and whatnot down and walked away. In fact, their entire plant still existed intact and untouched here in Marietta until about 1995 when they tore it down. But before they did tear it down though, they actually let the museum in Kennesaw come in and save all the machinery, patterns, patents, blueprints, and 2 Glover locomotives that were still inside the shop, including one that had been returned and was in storage for 60 years. They rescued all of that, and all of that's now safely preserved and displayed at the Civil War Museum in Kennesaw, Georgia, along with the General. So that was a nice ending. And here's the cab. It's hard to see due to the glare, but it's intact from what I can tell through the dirty plexiglass. It's too bad they don't have a bell cord you could ring the bell with. That'd be nice. Oh well. Probably for the best, to be perfectly honest with you. And then you've got your whistle and poppet valves there, the safety valves, your sand dome, as well as the thing for the cylinders, I would think. Oh, nope. That is a sand dome, because there's where the sanding line comes down there. There's another lubrication oil funnel there, but the cap is gone, so that'd have to be remade. Again, I really don't know how much it would cost to restore a locomotive of this size, but since it's a much smaller engine, it wouldn't probably cost anywhere near as much, but I think a lot of the cost would probably come out of making new parts. Because see, here's another lubrication thing that has its cap missing, but that's where you'd oil the rods and the bearings. So, yeah. I think this will do it. So I will see y'all later, or until a train comes, one of the two.